To switch gears a little bit because we are talking about animals.
Yes.
So we are glad to go wild. So grab your safari hats and your jungle boots. We're going to take a little trip to the African lion safari and learn about some of our favorite animals. How did Winging It find the means to fly themselves to Africa? But believe it or not, we are not in Africa. We are in Cambridge, Ontario at the African Lion Safari. I'm standing here with Karen O'Grady. Now, Karen, there's so much to see and do here. So why don't we start by giving me a little bit of an overview of what African Lion Safari is all about?
It's great. Well, African Lion Safari is a drive-through game reserve. Its whole initial premise right from the beginning was to afford the animals space to roam freely within large areas, often with mixed species, as you would see in this game reserve. And the visitor that comes to African Lion Safari, they are technically caged within their cars. So the space is afforded to the animals, and the guests are free to come in the comfort and safety of their own cars to explore and get close to some very beautiful animals from around the world.
Now, you mentioned that you had different areas to the reserve. What are some of those areas?
So African Lion Safari's game reserves, which is the main draw and interest to the park, is comprised of 7 different game reserves, and within those game reserves there are animals that coexist much like they would in the wild. So in this particular game reserve, Rocky Ridge Belt, we feature a lot of the African animals. So in this particular one you would see those animals that hail from Africa, whether it's the zebra or the giraffe, white rhino, scimitar, oryx. There are other game reserves. We have lions, a pride of beautiful lions within that game reserve. We have a cheetah reserve that focuses on a coalition of beautiful cheetah. The real joy, I believe, of African Lion Safari is the ability to get so close. It's the proximity to these beautiful animals that is really what sets African Lion Safari apart.
Now, when I think of drive-through safaris, I always think of that image of a monkey on top of your car. Is that a true life thing? Does that actually happen here?
It completely happens here at African Lion Safari. It is actually one of the most popular game reserves. It's the Baboon Game Reserve. And the primates get right up on top of the vehicles. You can't get any closer. They're on top of the cars, windshields looking in. Families get to see the paws, the nose, the prints. It's quite exciting. And for those that don't want to be that close, there's a bypass road where you can avoid that section. Or of course we have our transportation here at African Lion Safari, so you can leave the drive-in to us.
All right, well, thank you for transporting me to Africa. It is a one-of-a-kind experience, so I hope you guys out there get a chance to come and experience it for yourself. And of course, it wouldn't be Winging It Gone Wild Week without a wild giveaway. Every day this week, one lucky viewer will win a family pass for 4 to African Lion Safari. Today's lucky viewer is Cindy Stover. But like I said, you still have a whole week to win, so head over to the contest tab on wingingit.tv for your chance to win. We'll announce a winner every single day. But right now, we're heading over to the Kitchen World Kitchen.